This training material is the property of Accessible Tech Planet. Use of this material is restricted and permission must be sought before use. Do not sell or reproduce in any format without the permission of Accessible Tech Planet. Lesson 7.
Word processing on the computer. Hello, I hope I find you well today, and I want to believe you are keeping safe wherever you are. Today's topic is more like a heading that would have different topics under it. Word processing on your computer. When we talk about word processing, we talk about typing. We're also talking about formatting. We're talking about editing in general, with all the applications that allows that to be done on our computer. Don't forget, this training is centered on Windows 10 and, of course, with both common screen readers, which are JAWS and NVDA. So first, we are going to be looking at how you can type on the computer. Everything you want to do on the PC will have to be done with the aid of one application or the other. You cannot just boot your PC and start typing. It's not going to take you anywhere. Or what you're going to do depends largely on you opening an application to do it. Because each of these duties has been assigned to specific app. When we talk about typing on the computer, there are so many applications you can use to type. But the common one is the Microsoft Word. Apart from the Microsoft Word, we have Notepad, WordPad, and also OneNote. All of these applications mentioned can be found on a Windows 10 computer. If they are not there, it simply means that they are not installed, and you can get them, then install it on your system. I'm sure you want to ask me, install it? How do I do that? Don't worry, we'll get there. Don't rush. So, let's go back to why we are here and talk about typing, using your computer. For instance, if I want to open Notepad for my typing, I can press the Windows key.
Search box, edit, type a text.
Then type Note and see if I will get anything called Notepad.
N-O-R, Notepad, desktop app, Norton Symbian Act.sys, SISX file.
I'm gonna scroll.
RT, Notepad, desktop app.
So this is Notepad, and I'll press enter to open it. Don't forget, just like I have explained in the opening and closing program, how you open a program is to press enter on it after locating it.
Not enter, untitled Notepad, edit, type a text.
So, at the press of the enter key, you heard JAWS announcing Untitled Notepad, edit, type and text. Once you hear that, you can start to type. Alright, but this is not what this lesson would concentrate on majorly. I'm just showing you this so that you know it exists on your computer. We're majorly concentrating on the Microsoft Word. So to type on the PC is to arrange your fingers on the alphabetic log, of the computer. If you check from your caps log, the next key after your caps lock moving from left to right is letter A. So the smallest of your finger will be on letter A, and you will follow that arrangement: A, S, D, F. Alright, so if you move to the right after your enter key, if you are tracing it to the left now, the second key, no, not the second key, the third key, yeah, from the enter key. Enter is first, there's another key beside it, tracing it from right to left, then there's another key again, that should be your semicolon. So you place the smallest of your finger on the right hand side on it, that's semicolon, L, K, J. If your arrangement is proper, you should have two keys, okay, in the middle of the both hands. Yeah, so after F there is G, then after J there is H, just like you have it on your typewriter. If you're familiar with the way you arrange your hands on the home key of your manual typewriter, then you are good to go. So if I press A, you will hear just say A.
A.
I just press A, and on top of A is Q.
Q.
If you go down is Z.
Z.
Then S.
S.
On top of S is W.
W.
If you go down, it's gonna be X.
X.
Alright, so the next key is D.
D.
Yeah, if you go at the top of D, you should have
E.
E. Then if you go down D, you should have
C.
C. Alright, the next key is F. On top of F, you should have
R.
R. And if you go down, you should have
V.
V. Alright, the same finger you will use to press F is the same finger that will press G.
G.
And if you go on top of it, you have
T.
If you go down, you should have
B.
B. Now let's go to the right hand. The first finger is going to be pressing
Accent sticker. Semicolon.
semicolon. Don't mind what you heard before the semicolon. So let me press it again.
Semicolon.
Semicolon. So if you go down,
Slash.
you will hear slash. If you go up,
P.
and that's P. So the next key after the semicolon is L. If you go up, you would hear
O.
and if you go down,
Low. Period.
that's period. Let me press it again.
Period.
Period. So after L is letter
K.
K. If you go on top of it, you will find.
I.
Then if you go down,
Chi. Comma.
you will find comma. So after letter K is letter J.
J.
If you go up,
U.
if you go down,
N.
you find N. Alright. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Yeah, on letter K, if you go down,
M.
yeah, you should find M and not comma. Alright, that's because the key at the right is slightly different from what you have at the left, because the keys you have down is more than what you have at the down part of the left side. So after J there is H, and if you move up,
Y.
you have Y. If you move down, you should have N.
N.
N. So that's it. So the down part of the colon LKJ contains
Judgment. Slash.
slash,
Period.
period,
Comma.
comma, M,
M. N.
and N. So that's it. That's how to type using the PC.
Selected. Stick. Blank.
Now, for instance, if I want to type the boy is good, I'm going to type this way.
T-A-E.
Then leave a space. Then type boy. B-O-Y. Leave a space.
Boy.
The same hand or the same finger using pressing space on your typewriter, which is the thumb, is very good in pressing the space on the computer. So I'm going to type
is
then good.
G-O-O-D. Good.
Alright. I'm going to take away the space. Don't worry, you will learn how to do this by yourself and put full stop.
Period.
Good. So I have typed the boy is good. So if I want to read what I have typed, reading is done in various ways. Yeah, I can read line by line by pressing the up and down arrow.
The boy is good.
I just pressed my up arrow. If I press the down arrow, it's going to read the same thing.
The boy is good.
Okay, it is reading the same thing because I have only typed one sentence here. If I have multiple sentences, pressing the down arrow should take me to another one. So reading line by line is done by pressing the up and down arrow. Alright, if I want to read word by word, I'm going to hold down my control and start pressing the right arrow to read forward and the left arrow reading backward. So I'm reading backward first to make sure my cursor is on the first word.
Good is boy.
So D is the first word.
Boy.
Then I'm pressing my right arrow now. Yeah, I pressed it and it says boy. So I'm pressing it again. Is
good. Period.
Good. Then you heard period. That's full stop. So if I want to read character by character, let me go back to the beginning. Good. So I'm on the first word with my control plus left arrow. If I now want to read character by character, I will press the right arrow to read forward and the left arrow to read backward without using control now.
H-T-H-E space B-O-Y space I-S space G-O-O-D.
Alright, so
Delta.
That is it. That is practically the way you can read, although there are other reading commands that we'll be learning as we go on the Microsoft Word, but when we get there you will know it. So now I want to close this notepad. Don't forget it's Alt plus F4.
Alt F4, notepad dialog. Do you want to save changes to the title? Save button to activate, press spacebar, Alt plus S.
Now if you listen to that dialog, the computer is asking me if I want to save what I have typed. This is because it has been configured in a way that when you try to close a program without saving it, the computer will assume you are doing that by mistake, and it will always bring up that dialog asking you if you really want to save before you close. So because I don't want to save, I'll press my tab key. Don't forget we've started using all the keys now, so it is very good for you to familiarize yourself with them. So I'll press the tab key to hear no.
Don't save button to activate, press spacebar, Alt plus N.
Okay, so right now instead of me hearing no, I heard don't save button. But if you ask me, are they not the same? They're the same. So I want to urge you this time around to pay attention to what your JAWS says. In fact, for you to become a very effective user of a computer, please make JAWS or any screen reader you are using, either JAWS or NVDA, make it your friend. You need to be familiarized with what the JAWS is saying, because sometimes languages differs, but if you don't hear what the JAWS is saying, you'll just be looking for what you're not supposed to be looking for. In fact, if I'm looking for no right now, don't you know that I will not get it? But because I'm familiar with what the JAWS is saying, I have trained my ears to listen to it, it's going to be very easy for me to detect words or statements that are the nearest in meaning. So I'm on don't save button. I'm going to press the space bar to activate the button.
Space, JAWS Professional.
If you like, you can also use enter to activate that button. So at the activation of that button, Notepad has been closed. All right, so let's open Microsoft Word and let's type on it too, so that we can move as fast as possible. On this system, I have Microsoft 2016. I don't know what you have on your computer, but I'm going to try to make the lesson inclusive. So I press the Windows key,
search box, edit, type a text,
and type Word.
W, Windows, O, Word, R, Word, D, Word, desktop app.
So it's already here. You can hear Word, desktop app. I'll press enter to open it.
Word, enter.
Let's hold on.
Opening Word. List box Word, featured list box, blank document, 1 of 1. To move to an item, press the arrow keys, Alt followed by FL.
Alright, when you open Word 2016, in fact, from Word 2013 upward, when you open Microsoft Word, you are going to first be landed on what is called the backstage view. Yeah, the backstage view. Just picture a room, all right, that has 2 doors. Okay, there's a particular door. Maybe that door leads you to where you are putting your shoe rags and everything. Then that's where you off your shoe. Then there's a particular door that leads you to your room. Yeah, that's the real picture of a backstage view. The backstage view, as introduced by the developer of Microsoft Office, talking about Microsoft Word right now, is that place where you can choose templates, something that has been prepared already that you want to work with as far as document is concerned. It is also a place where you can access your recently opened document and do so much more. But we're not really talking about it now. We'll come back to it later if time permits us. But it's also something you can explore on your own. That's the backstage view. So when you open Microsoft 2013 upward, the first thing you see is the backstage view. This is not where you are going to type. All you need to do to get into the Microsoft Word proper is to just press escape key once, and that's what I'm going to do right now.
Escape. Print view, edit.
Good. When I pressed escape, you can see that just said print view edit. This is the go command. Just like when you are on the athletic field and you want to run, when they issue that command at your mark, set, go, you start running. So immediately you hear print view edit. That means the Microsoft Word app is ready for you to type. So let me type something.
THE, the autocorrect, TTCOK.
Sorry, that was music.
MPUTER, computer, TRAINING, training, is HERE, here, period.
So I have typed something. If I want to read it, I'm going to press my up arrow to read what I have typed. Let's do that right now.
Period. The computer training is here.
I'll press it again.
The computer training is here.
The computer training is here. If I press it down, it's going to say the same thing.
The computer training is here.
The computer training is here. So let me read word for word.
Training, computer, duh.
That's pressing my control left arrow to make sure I move to the beginning. So I'm on D now, THE, then I'll read forward. Computer. Training is here. Alright. Reading character by character. If I press my left arrow, it's gonna be taking me back.
S-I space G-N-I-N-I-A-R-T space R-E-T-U-P-M-O-C space E-H-T.
Okay, so right now I'm at the beginning. If I press it again, that's the right arrow now.
H.
I was pressing the left arrow before.
E space C-O-M-P-U-T-E. Echo.
Yeah, I purposely waited after that E, and if you listen, you heard echo. That's what we call phonetic letters. So when you leave your cursor on a particular letter, the JAWS speaks the phonetic name of that letter just to remind you where you are. Okay, that's just the purpose.
R space T-R-A-I-N-I-N-G space I-S space H-E-R-E period.
That's it. The computer training is here. So if I decide to type another thing,
blank.
Let me leave a space.
Space.
Now I want to type I. If I want to type I, now the I should be in capital letter. So to type something in capital letter, you can hold down your shift and type that particular letter. It's going to be written in capital letter, then you leave the shift and continue typing.
I.
Alright, if you listen, you see that the pitch of the voice was high. It was high now. So I just press the space bar. But if you have multiple things to type in capital letter, you have to press the caps lock keys, then you start typing. I will demonstrate it for you. So let me keep typing.
H-O-P-E hope Y-O-U-E-A-R-E-R-E-N-J-O-Y-I-N-G enjoying I-T it period.
So I just typed. I hope you are enjoying it. So I'm going to read what I have typed right now. Yes.
Period.
Good.
The computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it.
Alright, I'll press it down.
The computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it.
Alright, you can see, so I'm still on the same line. That is why it is reading it together. So I will still type again. Let me move to the
period blank. Period blank.
Okay, so I'm going to move to the next line now. To move to the next line when you are typing, you press the enter key.
Enter.
Alright, so I've just moved to the next line and I'm going to type, please invite your friends.
P-L-E-A-S-E, please, auto-I-N-V-I-T-E, invite. Y-O-U-R, your, F-R-I-E-N-D-S.
I'll put full stop.
Friends, period.
So let's read now.
The computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it.
So at the press of the up arrow, you heard the computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it. That's on a line. So if I press the down arrow to move to the next line.
Please invite your friends.
Please invite your friend. That's the last line. Alright. So if you want to type something much in capital letter, let's experience it.
Blank.
So I'm going to be moving to the next line.
Enter.
Then I'll type, don't be selfish, please share the knowledge. So I want to type all of that in capital letter. So I'm going to press my caps lock key once. If you are on a computer and you press it once and it's not doing anything, it simply means that the caps lock key has been set as the screen reader's key, either JAWS or NVDA key. That's what is going to happen on this system because the JAWS keyboard layout is set to laptop instead of desktop. We'll get there. You will learn how to do those things by yourself, but let's just continue. So I'll press my caps lock right now because I have it set to laptop mode and not desktop mode. Even though I'm using a desktop, I'm gonna press the caps lock twice.
Caps lock on.
So the caps lock is on now. I said I was going to type please don't be selfish, share the knowledge. So let's type
P.
You can hear the jaws. The way it's speaking is different from when I was typing in small letter.
L-E-A-S-E, please, D-O-N. T, don't auto, B-E-B-S-E-L. F-I-S-H. Selfish, comma, space. S-H-A-R-E, share, C-A-E,
knowledge.
K-N-O-L-L-E-D-G-E.
So I'll put full stop.
Knowledge, period.
Then I'll turn up the caps lock by pressing it again. That's the caps lock key. So turn up the calculator.
Caps lock off.
So let's read.
Please invite your friends.
I just pressed my up arrow and that takes me to the previous line. I'll press it again so that I'll go to the beginning.
The computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it.
That's the first line. Down arrow to go to the second line.
Please invite your friends.
And down arrow to go to the last line.
Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge.
Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge. If I press the down arrow again, it's going to continue reading the last line.
Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge.
And if you listen, you heard one click. That's to tell you that you're on the last line. Yeah, if you pressed again, you hear it again.
Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge.
That's to tell you we're on the last line. If you continue to press it down, or if you like press it 100 times, it will read the same thing because you have not expounded the sheet, all right, to accommodate more characters. Don't forget how to read word for word and character by character. Now let's say I want to read everything that I have typed. All right, there's a way to do that, but before we go to that, let me teach you something. The home key, if you press it when you are on Microsoft Word, will take you to the beginning of the first alphabet. Right, it will take you to the first alphabet in the document. Yes, that's the first line, and it will be on the first alphabet. So let's press
N.
Oh, sorry.
O P.
Good. So I just press home, and it will take me to the first alphabet. On the last line. Yes, to take you to the first alphabet of your current line, and that's why you heard P. All right, so the first alphabet on that line is please don't be selfish. So at the press of the home key takes you to the first alphabet of your current line. If I press the end key, let's see.
O N blank.
So it says blank because it's supposed to take me to the end, okay, of the last alphabet, and there is nothing there, so it's gonna say blank. If I want to type now, I can just press the space bar and continue to type. If I press Ctrl plus home,
Top of file. The computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it.
It takes me to the top of file. That's the beginning of the document. Then if I press Ctrl plus end,
Bottom of file. Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge.
it takes you to the bottom of file. That's the end of the document. Home takes you to the beginning of the document. Let's read again.
Top of file. The computer training is
That's
here.
top
I
of
hope
file.
you are.
Then end takes you to the end of the document.
Bottom of file. Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge.
Alright, but if you press the home key alone, it takes you to the beginning of your current line. And if I press end,
blank,
that takes you to the end of your current line. Please note them so that you don't get confused. Now if you press page up,
the computer training.
Page up takes you 25 lines, up. Yes. For instance, if you are on page 2 and you press page up, it takes you 25 lines page up. Alright. So if you press page down, it takes you 25 lines, page down.
Please don't be selfish.
So I just press page down, but because what I have written here is not even up to a page, you cannot notice that difference. Now to move from one page to another, you have to press Ctrl plus page up. That takes you to the previous page. Then Ctrl plus page down takes you to the next page. So if I want to read everything I have typed, I'm going to go to the beginning of the document by pressing Ctrl Home.
Top of file, the computer.
So I'm on the top of file right now. Instead of reading with my down arrow, I'm going to press my insert plus down arrow. That is what is referred to as say all command. Say all command. Yeah, it's a JAWS command, and if you use NVDA, it is same. So I'll press insert, or some people will say JAWS key, yes, plus down arrow. Let's go.
The computer training is here. I hope you are enjoying it. Please invite your friends. Please don't be selfish. Share the knowledge.
Alright, everything has been read without me having to press my up or down arrow to read it one after the other. Okay, so that is where we're going to stop on this lesson for today, and I want to believe that you've understood everything I have shared with you. With this lesson, we've learned various word processing apps that you can find on your Windows 10 computer. We've also explored how to type. We've typed on Notepad. We've also typed on Microsoft Word, and we've learned how you can read, word for word, line by line, characters by characters, how you can move to the beginning of your current line, move to the end of your current line, move to the top of document by pressing Ctrl plus Home, and the beginning and the end of the document by pressing Ctrl plus end, and how you can move 25 lines page up, then 25 lines page down, and finally how you can move from one page to another, and the say all command, which enables you to read all you have typed on your Microsoft Word page. Now, as I have typed, I won't go without closing what I have typed. And in our next lesson, we're going to be talking about another thing, that has to do with Microsoft Word 2016. It's going to be a little bit long, but it promises to be full of fun. So let me close.
Alt F4, Microsoft Word, save button to activate, press spacebar, Alt plus S.
That's that dialog I talked about that will ask you to save, if you really want to save what you have typed. So I'm going to press the tab key because I don't want to save.
Don't save button to activate, press spacebar.
Don't save button, so I can activate by pressing spacebar or enter. Let me use enter this time.
JAWS Professional.
So it has been closed right now. Until the next lesson, I leave you in peace.